So, Subhankar, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. You are audible, but not visible. I am not sure whether you have opened the video or not.
My screen.
Professor, you are not visible, but audible though.
So far, I could see myself on my screen.
Okay, you can just, I think, switch off
I
the
have,
video once and switch on it. It might work better.
I can see Parthasarathy.
Okay, okay, fine. That it might be.
The angle is not good. The camera's angle. We can't see your full face. We can just see half the face. You need to raise the camera. Or, I mean, if you're using your laptop, it needs to be put on a slightly higher platform.
I think now it should be.
Now I can't see you. Now it's better. Yes. This is better.
So, Shubhankar, should I begin?
Yes, Professor. Yeah.
Most today we are in this platform to organize a conference. The title of the conference: Contemporary Trends and Development in Cultural Studies and the Humanities. This conference is being organized by our journal New Literaria in collaboration with University of Rome and Department of English, Guru Ghasidas University, Bilaspur. At the very outset, I, on behalf of our journal, express my heartiest welcome to you all for your kind cooperation to organize a conference of this nature. In this very short period of time, because we planned for this conference for the last 2 months earlier. So now today it has seen the light of the day. So behind the screen, many more. If I name them, I don't like to exclude or include anybody. Many, many people extended their help in whatever ways we wanted to have their help. So that's why it is going to be organized, and hope it will be a grand success like the previous year. And within a very short period of time, that's within 1 year, our journal is going to organize a conference of this nature, So it is really a matter of pride for all of us who are associated with this journal. We have achieved many milestones, but to quote Robert Frost, miles to go before I sleep. We have to achieve many more. This journal has been a platform for the budding scholars, those who like to express their research talent. They usually come, they send their articles. We, keeping in mind the standard, keeping in mind the aim and objective of our journal, we do every possible means, we try our level best to publish those works And we have published many more articles of higher quality, of internationally acclaimed quality publications. And I hope that like the last year, this year, this conference will be a grand success. And with this positive note, I hand over this platform to Professor Sriti Singh, one of our conveners, to proceed with the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Parthasarathy Manjan, for outlining details about the New Literaria Journal and the tremendous progress it has made in the last 1 year. So with these words, I welcome all the participants and delegates to the second International E-Conference titled Contemporary Trends and Development in Cultural Studies and the Humanities, organized by New Literaria, an international journal of interdisciplinary studies in humanities, in collaboration with Department of History, Humanities and Society, University of Rome, Tor Vergata, Italy, and Department of English, Guru Ghasidas Central University, Bilaspur. Humanities is a very broad field, and in the age of interdisciplinarity, the field has extended beyond what we thought of it till the 1980s, 1990s, or even early 2000s. In the new millennium, cultural studies has enriched the discipline, and we are no more limited in our thoughts or actions. With the world suffering COVID-19 disaster on the one hand, scholars and researchers on the other made use of the world of interdisciplinary research to bring to the forefront new areas of research and innovation. The second e-conference is in the virtual mode is a testimony to the ability of man to rise to various challenges. Education illuminates us with the light of knowledge and wisdom, and knowledge brings the ability to make a difference. And as fellow scholars in the area of humanities and social sciences, I wish that by the end of this conference, most of us should be in a position that we are able to make a difference to the world that we live in. With these words, I invite Dr. Anurag Chauhan, Assistant Professor and Head of Department of English, Guru Ghasidas Central University, to read the concept note of the conference. Dr. Chauhan, please. Dr. Chauhan.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, Dr. Chauhan, you're audible.
Okay. Yes. Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. That's okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Smith, for introducing me and saying some words about the conference. Well, fellow dignitaries, scholars, students, it gives me great pleasure to address you today. And speaking about this conference in terms of the concept, for many decades, sincere researchers have been rattling their brains over the role and place of the humanities in the face of crisis that the earth has been facing. In particular, the current pandemic situation has shaken us to the core and made us come out of the academic insularity and climb down the ivory tower with no fictional hair of Rapunzel to bring us down. The exigencies generated by the pandemic have reasserted the significance of culture and community as mobilizing forces for the movements and actions of human life. Although the territorial sovereignty of the nation states appear to have been rendered inessential by the forces of globalization, the present crisis has reasserted the role of the nation state as indispensable regulatory and provincial bodies with mass-scale efficiency. More than ever before, cultural studies and humanities have reasserted their importance. They have come up not as rivals, but as complements to science and technology. The studies and humanities are brought with science and technology and enrich and make more humane the knowledge acceptance of these intersections and promoting would call a serious art. Culture and humanities are not tagging along. They are in some respects leading the. A scholar of quantum physics can study Alice in Wonderland, for instance. A scholar of mathematical concepts of fuzzy logic may study the subjectivities of humanities or deconstruction and be benefited by that. And computer technology is rubbing shoulders with literary theory. Such endeavors are growing. With such endeavors of interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary nature, humanities and cultural studies are no longer cloistered, but they are the catalysts and participants in opening doors to knowledge. An indispensable part of our observes, rather than operating on a restricted economy of legality or centralizing power, the state now functions as a political community of beliefs, tolerances, and actions of common life, objectified by rights and common material resources. In other words, culture signifies that foregathers all possible material, intellectual, and behavioral senses, has arrived at the forefront as a determinant for the course of the future. Answering to the current world order, the 2021 New Literaria International E-Conference, therefore, takes the lens of cultural studies to focus upon relevant critical advancement in the humanities. Anything but a restrictive normative idea of culture is meant. The term needs to be realized in its full potential following the accretion of the diversities of class, caste, gender, ethnicity, nationality, the human, and even the non-human. The deliberations at this conference are going to be very interesting, and they are going to cover many exciting areas and developments, which can include globalization and localization, biopolitics, neoliberalism, historicity and historiography, vaxiculture, vaccinationalism, new earth thinking, critical humanities, medical legal humanities, memory studies, etc. I wish you all the best for your presentations, deliberations, and discussions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chauhan, for outlining the various areas of research and focus of this conference, and also telling the audience how humanities and cultural studies have a very broad field and are standing shoulder to shoulder with engineering and science subjects as well. Thank you once again. Now I would like to invite the patron of the conference, Professor Alok Kumar Chakrawal, Vice Chancellor of Guru Ghasidas Central University, Bilaspur, for the welcome speech. He was formerly Professor of Department of Commerce and Business Administration, Saurashtra University, Rajkot, Gujarat. With more than 26 years of work experience, Professor Chakrawal has guided 16 PhDs, 28 MPhils, and 40 plus MBA projects. Apart from being an educator, he has also held administrative positions. With these words, I request you, sir, to deliver the welcome speech.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this wonderful international conference. And I can see this conference is in collaboration with University of Rome, and here in India, you people are there, and my university, Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya. Instead of doing kind of ritual, I would certainly like to give kind of very warm wishes from the core of my heart for a great success of this international event. Actually, pandemic has paved us the kind of road or the solution where we can collaborate with international extraordinary academicians who are working excellently in their field, instead of beating around the bush and inviting few people from here and there. This is a wonderful way to get the best of the literary people or the people who are working and contributing in the field of English literature and contemporary trends. That is very much important to spread across the globe. And India has been contributing wonderfully well in the field of English literature. And Bengal is the place where I always pay my regards. I always look with a lot of appreciation to Guru Rabindranath Tagore ji, who has contributed tremendously to the field of English literature. We look forward for the kind of literary people like V.S. Naipaul and Kurtul and Heather and people like they are doing well. I'm really happy that my university and Department of English is collaborating in this very renowned international conference on contemporary trends in English literature. So my best wishes are there for all of you. I welcome all national and international dignitaries who are going to participate in this wonderful event. And I'm very much confident in 3 days exercise and mind-boggling, kind of things what you are going to do. Something very gist of this will come out of the 3-day long deliberations. So with these words, I express my very humble good wishes to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Chakraval, for telling us about the benefits of using the pandemic and the best way of time, where we've been able to virtually cross borders without any passport or visa, and we've been able to interact with the best of minds. With Rabindranath Tagore, one cannot let go of the poem where the mind is without fear. And we wish that this conference takes us into the world where we have the clear stream of reason and the mind is led forward into ever widening thought and action, and into that
Great.
heaven of freedom our country and all of us should awake.
Great.
Thank you so much, sir.
Oh, great. Thank you.
The conference is to be inaugurated by Dr. Mohit Gambhir, Director, MHRD Innovation Cell and Secretary of the Executive Committee. Dr. Gambhir is known as the Hackathon Man of India and has been instrumental in encouraging institutes of higher education to focus on innovation and patent rights. Since he is in Dubai for official work, he cannot join us at the moment, but he's been kind enough to meet us early in the morning, and we have the recorded inaugural speech. So I would request Tanmoy to play the speech, please.
Shubhankar, it's not audible, I think. So please check with the settings.
the listeners, the
Sir, is it
friends who
audible?
are here, the trends which are moving towards and the very important focus.
There is no sound. It's not audible.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry, really sorry. So, what?
Innovation ecosystem.
On an official visit out here. I'm traveling abroad, but he persisted, so your few minutes will be valuable. So it's morning 7:30 out here, and I would still love to. I thought it would be much better that what a beautiful morning it could be to talk and begin a day with a session like this. And I'm sure all the listeners, the friends who are here, the trends which are moving towards and the very important focus area which has been chosen for this conference, I would like to congratulate the organizers as well. I'm sitting out here, it's been 4 or 5 days. I'm traveling, I'm meeting people, doing all the roundtables with Indian diaspora, even international expats out here, the people who are living. Overall, what I could sense, the cross-cultural integration, the cross-cultural thought process, if we are able to generate a kind of strong basis for that, it is indeed going to deliver something really wonderful. Everywhere, wherever I go, wherever I talk to people, see friends, first I believe, and that I believe our education system is moving towards, we have to, or we should concentrate making a wonderful human being first. And I believe that all the cultures, whatsoever you may take, whatsoever you move along, it focuses on that. Apart from it, the kind of even our new policies which we are bringing in and that has been enacted, it also focuses on holistic learning. But the point is, until and unless we have a strong cultural foundation to be a very good human being, I believe this whole exercise is futile. This whole exercise doesn't mean anything. It's just like going to an institution and after graduating, after passing through, doing your research, then sitting and doing the introspection, or rather realizing that what I have done all these years, right? This is purely wrong scenario. And I'm sure like when we are deliberating on a platform like this, and the cross-cultural issues, the things, the humanitarian values, I'm sure it would bring in, not only in our students, in our faculty members as well, a sense that what is to be done. I always say, forget about but for the researchers I'm talking about, for all the students and everybody, it is to live in the present is the wonderful thing as a human being we can do. But the onus for researchers, it is to look somewhere around 10, 15, 20 years forward and then bring back the situation. I'm sure like if we look around for 15 years, that is suddenly going to be implemented in another 5 years. And in that 5 years, out of those 3 years, we keep on coming up with all sort of deliberations, the policy matters and everything. And I genuinely believe that should be the task of think tanks. That should be the task of the learned people who are here. Submitting paper, it is one thing, but what kind of a value that paper is bringing in, what kind of basis that paper is bringing in for our youth, our generation, and other fellow researchers to think aloud. I believe that is something really important. We need to, concentrate. We need to deliberate. Now, coming to the
We lost sound, please.
things, there are multiple ways of doing those things. So overall, as a researcher, as a student, as a learned man, as a lifelong learner, the major aspect what we have to do is develop our faculties in a manner that we, as a human being and overall ecosystem, must be adaptable to all those things which are going to discuss. And these comes from the values or the cultural aspects which we are carrying. Like if we say about not going into the religion kind of aspects, but still, if we look back and look around, the history or the kind of legacy which we all carry, it is from few thousand years. Still, we are not able to crack down, we are not able to grasp like few hundred years worth of knowledge, though we are moving towards the technology aspects. This is something which we should harness. This is something which we should moreover discuss at an international conference or the platform like this, what others are bringing, what we are bringing, how we can collaborate, how we can connect with each other, how we can learn from each other and take things forward. And if you or all of us, if we look around and if we go do a deep dive, I'm sure everybody will realize or must agree, everything boils down to making or becoming, how to make an individual a better human being. Everything boils down to that. It is just about if we know something, we should be ready. We should be ready to share. If we are lacking something, we should be ready to accept from others. This is something overall, the kind of attitude, the kind of adaptability we must develop through these kind of cross-cultural and international interactions, and create a wonderful world for all of us everywhere to live in. Borders, they are just the boundaries created, but knowledge, as again everyone will agree, it has no boundaries whatsoever. The thoughts, just like birds, can travel. Knowledge, again, just like birds, can travel. So we must create a kind of diaspora. We must kind of create an ecosystem like platform like these, where everything should move up, everything should work into a direction of moving this humanity or human race as a very stable and capable ecosystem enablers. Thank you so much once again, I wish you guys all the very best of next 2 days. And I'm sure a lot of deliberations, a lot of contemplations, they are going to happen. Thank you. All the very best.
This was the recording from Dr. Gambhir, and I wish we are able to take forward whatever he has said and create new areas of research, broaden the field of research, and bring a lot of different kind of critical thinking into our lives, not just academically, but also practically. So with these words, I would like to thank all the conveners of the session, all the delegates who are present here, the participants. We look forward to next 3 days of exhaustive discussion and paper presentations. Our session 1, our speaker is going to be Professor Albrecht Claassen, and the session is from 12:50 p.m. We are going to use the same link, and so I would request that all of us should rejoin at 12:45. Is that fine, Shubhankar?
Ma'am, we have our keynote session right now, keynote lecture. We'll start.
Doing it right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. First of all, hello everyone again to the 2 days International E-Conference on Contemporary Trends and Development in Cultural Studies and the Humanities, organized by New Literaria, an international journal of interdisciplinary studies in humanities, in active collaboration with Department of History, Humanities and Society, University of Rome, Tor Vergata, Italy, and Department of English, Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya, Bilaspur, India. So for our keynote lecture, we have today with us a distinguished professor from Oxford University, Dr. Shantanu Das. And the session will be moderated and chaired by eminent scholar and academician, Dr. Alberta Claassen. So Dr. Alberta Claassen is a university distinguished professor of German studies at the University of Arizona, Tucson, where he is researching and teaching medieval and early modern literature and culture, with a strong interest also in creative writing, poetry, contemporary literature. He is the current president of the Society for Contemporary American Literature in German. He is also the director of Summer Abroad Program Medieval Europe Travel Course. He has published close to 115 scholarly books and more than 760 articles. His current research focuses on freedom, imprisonment, and slavery in the pre-modern world. A book also appeared under the same title. Among his other recent books are The Tracing the Trail in the Medieval World, The Myth of Scholmen in Medieval German and Dutch Literature, Religious Tolerance in the Middle Ages and Early Modern Age, and many more. He is the editor-in-chief in Journals and Medievalists and Humanities, and also the editor of academia.edu and series editor of Renaissance and Baroque German Literature. He has given almost 1,000 of national and international scholarly lecture and many classes. So welcome, Dr. Claassen, to this session. Just a few formal announcements before I hand it over to Dr. Claassen to welcome Dr. Shantanu Das. All the participants who are here, apart from the keynote speaker and the moderator, are requested to keep their audio in mute. And just for the purpose, we are recording this session, but live streaming will not happen because of some plagiarism and other issues, as the talk will be more of a closed room talk who are the people here. So yeah, that's it from our side. It's over to you, Dr. Claassen. Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I hope this is all okay. The schedule was, I think, a little bit different, but I am ready. I just want to avoid any kind of conflicts. So you are good with me that I start talking now? I hope so.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So I would like to welcome you all and give my best wishes to you all. This is a wonderful opportunity, and I really am delighted that you wanted me to give the keynote lecture. And it is right now 11:36 p.m. at my time zone, and I'm a little unusual, but I'm very happy to be here with you. And it's a great honor and I really appreciate this interest that I will give you this keynote lecture. I think it's now my third or even fourth keynote lecture in India. And I personally am totally delighted that we can work more increasingly at international, global outreach and connection. And as some of the previous speakers have already indicated, the humanities are really not limited by any national or linguistic or religious or political boundaries. We are really addressing global issues, that is the humanities, from whatever angle we might be coming from. So I'm very delighted that I may reflect on this.
Professor Klassen, I beg your pardon. Hello. Professor Klassen,
Yes.
The note address
I cannot hear a word you're saying. I'm sorry. Your audio doesn't work.
Do you hear me? Am I audible?
No, you're not. So I'm writing in the chat. I was actually scheduled to speak, I think, almost an hour later.
Professor Klassen, I guess, beg my pardon, I think there is a confusion on your part because your session will start at 12:50 at Indian time. This is the keynote lecture by Dr. Shantanu Das, and you were, moderating this session. So I guess you are thinking that your session, the session will start at 12:50 Indian time.
Yes.
Yeah, so this session, you are moderating this session and chairing this session. Professor Shantanu Das will be speaking. He is the keynote speaker, I guess. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Very good.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the confusion. Yeah.
Yeah, that is okay. And well, I haven't really started with my own lecture yet at all. So, but rather I'm very happy to have my dear colleague here giving our first inauguration talk. So I don't really need to say then much more at this point and simply turn over the floor to him. So.
Yeah, before Shantanu sir start, I would just like to formally invite and just read out a small bio note of him. Shantanu Das, an Indian-born academician and author, has been a professor of modern literature and culture at Oxford University and a senior fellow at All Schools College, Oxford since 2019. Best known for his extensive work on the literature of the First World War and the culture and literary history of the South Asia, Professor Das grew up in the city of Kolkata and read English at Presidency College, Kolkata and St. John's College, Cambridge. He was a research fellow at the St. John's and British Academy and worked as a lecturer at King's College London and Queen's Mary, University of London. He has been the recipient of several prestigious awards and fellowships like the Phyllis Leverhulme Prize, British